I'm Peter Shin. I'm with Afemo Omilami, and we're at this million march to vote today.
Right.
And this is quite the event. There's a lot of people gathering. Now, granted, we may not have a million, but I'll tell you, 1 million people can see this video right here.
Oh,
and there's
wow.
a lot of folks out there who are interested in what's happening in the community and as far as getting out the vote and that kind of thing.
Yes.
What can you say about voting? Why is it important for us to vote?
I think we realize that a lot of blood and sweat and tears have gone into the fight to be able to vote. That's for women and for people of color in this country. It's a long history, and it's so important because it validates who we are in the society. People gave their lives, and I think young people are catching on. I look around this room and I see many young people. My daughter voted for the first time, and she felt like she was Jane Pittman or somebody historical walking in that line to say, I have voted. And it finally means something. For years, it didn't mean anything to our generation of young people because they lost that connection. What's so special about this? But now with the exciting historic race that we're all awaiting to see what's going to happen, I think they realize we're all on the verge of something very special and that they can be a part of that if they choose to. But it starts with the ability to vote. I saw a lady, 106 years old, here in Atlanta, said, I can't die until I vote. She said, I ain't dying until I vote.
Yeah.
Because she knows.
Did she die after she voted?
No, she's still around. She said, I got to see this.
Yeah.
Because people have waited so long to see the possibility of this country saying, we will follow a person of color. And for many generations, that was unheard of. I never thought I'd see it in my lifetime or even something close to it.
Yeah.
So I think we all are holding our breath to say, let's see what's going to happen out of this.
Well, it's definitely neck and neck. Obama's neck and neck with McCain. It's
neck and neck.
And I think that shows that America has come a long way, doesn't it?
Oh my goodness! Come on, let's look back at the turn of the century, when the power to vote, the ability to just say I'm going to go in and cast my vote. It wasn't even something we could think of doing in a real sense without the threat of violence or something or harm coming to us. Hosea Feed the Hungry has been in this organization, in this community for many years, and we have registered literally thousands of people at the huge dinners we do because we knew we had to be a part of it. Because Hosea Williams, our founder, was the one who fought and gave his life to vote. He walked over that Edmund Pettus Bridge that bloody Sunday with John Lewis. And soon after that, the Voting Rights Bill and many other things happened. But somebody had to have their head beat, blood had to flow, people had to die, and people had to get water hosed and suffer many things so we can do this. So it's not a light thing at all when you see what the price was paid for this. And so I think this society is realizing this is our opportunity to tell the world we are who we say we are. We are this great democratic country. We are the real thing. How else can you say that to the world unless that right is extended to all people, regardless of race, creed, or color?
Yeah, no, I agree with that all the way. And I know you've been working with Jenny for a little while, and you know her passion for working in the black community and bringing us together. We know we have a lot in common. We've got more in common than we don't.
We do.
And one of the issues that she talks about frequently is the pro-life issue. And we believe, Jenny and I both believe, that Democrat or Republican, everybody should vote their conscience. But one of the issues being pro-life, it doesn't matter if a person's Democrat or Republican. They should be for life, shouldn't they?
We all should be. I think that's a no-brainer. Because when you look at it, who has been the author of life? None of us can claim that we've given life to anything or anybody. So if we look at the basic respect we must have, then to stand aside and see life snuffed out, then we're participating. That blood is on our hands. And the black community has been under tremendous pressure to step forward and say enough of our children being killed or pulled out the womb of our women and just their life just taken right out of them. We must take a stand. And this season, not only we're seeing a historic thing happen as far as who's going to be president, but this is a time for all of us also to have the million march for the life of the unborn, the protection of the unborn, and somehow it's all tied together, and we can't escape that.
I agree.
No matter what we say we represent.
And I think one thing we agree on is that the person who's running for office should have that right to life issue as one of their issues. And so we encourage, and again, we cross party lines all the time. We don't care. You know, I mean, Jenny's a Constitution Party person. I'm an independent. We believe let's vote for the person who's out there who's going to do the right thing, save lives, and so on. And Republicans, if they wanted to end abortion, they should have done that a long time ago. If they claim, if they were the pro-life party, wouldn't they have ended abortion by now?
I believe so. That's why our hope is not in, as much as we love the next president or who's going to be, it's in our hands to bring this change about.
It doesn't matter who the president is.
Doesn't matter who.
If it's Obama, we
have
need
to
to challenge
pressure
him.
on
If
the
it's McCain,
courts,
we have to challenge him.
Pressure on Congress. It's up to us to make a demand for the life of these children, regardless of who's saying I'm president or who's saying I'm on the Supreme Court. It's up to us. And if we stand up enough, everybody has to listen.
That's for sure. And for you folks watching out there, you're talking about 14 million black people in this country have been killed by abortion in the last 35 years. Half the population of the black population today has been exterminated by abortion. Just think how many more votes that would be right now. 14 more million votes if that hadn't happened through abortion. And the black community has been targeted by this. 80% of the abortion mills are in the black community, the minority communities. They're targeting the minorities, and I think it's time that we say, you know, enough of this.
It's time for all of us, the church, the civil rights organizations, lawyers, doctors, students, priests, politicians. We all have to take a stand and demand that this stops in our lifetime. Don't look to the next generation, pass that burden on to our kids. When we are alive, as long as there's breath, we must make this thing happen and not look to anybody else or blame anybody else. Our children are going to say, what did you do, Mom and Dad? What did you do in your generation? And what are we going to say?
Hopefully the right thing.
We need to say we left this legacy of standing up and fighting. Even if it didn't change, they need to see that we did take a stand, and we were vocal, and we did everything possible to make a difference.
And your organization, you do a lot to help people as it is. Why don't you tell the people out there who might be wondering, what does this stand for right here? And what do you do?
Hosea Feed the Hungry and Homeless is an organization that's dedicated to rescuing lives, restoring people to dignity, helping people be self-sufficient. They're looking for a hand up. We're not trying to just give people a hand out. They're saying, just give me this little help I need so I can get past this terrible time in my life. That's why we do utility assistance, rent assistance, food, without them going through a lot of hoops, without them being demeaned or dehumanized or spoken down to. They've had enough of that already. They're not asking for you to just give them any special treatment. But what's normal between human beings? If I'm in trouble, can I expect a little help from my fellow human being? That's a basic right we all should have, without any special legislation. I'm not looking to the government to be a cavalry to ride over the hill to rescue us. We have to do that for one another in our communities.
Kind of like Good Samaritan.
It's all on our shoulders. Our president already is going to have enough in his hands. We have to help him, but we can't expect him to do everything for us. He's human. And these politicians make all kind of gestures and what they're going to do when they get in office, and a lot of it is simply not going to happen.
And a lot of it we should take upon ourselves.
We should take the authority that's been given to us. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's on our shoulders.
Well, how do they find out about what you do? Is there a website?
HoseaFeedTheHungry.com. It's that simple. Just go to the website, HoseaFeedTheHungry.com. We are operating 365 days of the year. We have these huge dinners, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Dr. King's birthday, and Easter, where literally thousands are fed. But we help families every day. So just go to the website and see where you can fit in, and or offer some assistance so we can continue this long work of 38 years that we are committed to do, regardless of what happens.
Sounds good. Well, I'm definitely going to help you where I can. Thank you, Afemo.
Onward to the march.
Appreciate it.
God bless you, my friend.
God bless you.